Hello and welcome to this episode of In Depth, a current affairs program that will focus in detail on topics that concern you, affect you in various spheres of your lives. In this program, we will examine issues from all angles to answer questions and bring you an informed perspective on these subjects. In this episode, we will look at Niti Aayog's comprehensive health index report titled Healthy States, Progressive India. The Healthy States Progressive India report, released jointly by Niti Aayog in association with the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and the World Bank, marks the country's first such effort to map the country's performance on health parameters. It also tracks the change in health outcomes, both in terms of comparisons with their own past performance and also in relation to one another.
A new India on the march, taking rapid strides in a number of fields, from economy to the information technology and a better quality of living. But challenges abound. A pressing one is the health of the population. Given the need to ensure that the government's interventions in the health sector are focused and effective, it's important to understand the full picture of the nation's performance in the health sector, which is what the Niti Aayog has sought to do with its first of its kind Health Index report. The report that was released by Niti Aayog CEO Amitabh Kant, Health Secretary Preeti Sudan and the World Bank's India Director Junaid Ahmed attempts to establish an annual systematic tool to measure the country's performance in the health sector.
In the spirit of what Prime Minister terms as competitive federalism, and we had ranked states. The first year we did this, actually Gujarat had come number 1, but next year Telangana and Andhra came number 1 and 2, and they came joint number 1. And the good thing was, what we learned was the best thing out of that was that the eastern states, Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh, had done very well. They had come 4th and 5th, and they had moved up the ladder very fast. They had taken some very radical reforms.
The report divides the states into 3 categories. The first list comprises of 21 larger states. Then come 18 smaller states, while the third category comprises of 7 center-ruled states or the union territories. The report compares data for the years 2014-15 and 2015-16. Among the larger states, Kerala tops the list on overall health performance with 76.55 points. Punjab and Tamil Nadu are ranked 2nd and 3rd respectively with 65.21 and 63.38 points. The states are also ranked in terms of annual incremental performance. Jharkhand, Jammu and Kashmir and Uttar Pradesh being the top 3 states in this respect.
Also remember, the states are responsible for huge spending that they do. 2/3 of the health spending, you'll be surprised, is actually provided by the state governments. The union government gives 1/3. So for every good reason, leadership of the state, performance of the state, enthusiasm, innovation, and serving the people of their own state is so very important.
Among the smaller states, Mizoram, Manipur and Meghalaya are the top 3 states in overall health performance, while Manipur, Goa and Meghalaya take the top 3 honours in terms of annual incremental performance. Among the union territories, Lakshadweep takes the top spot in both best overall performance and the highest annual incremental performance. Lakshadweep scored 65.79 points in overall performance, followed by Chandigarh with 52.27 points and then Delhi. In annual incremental performance, Lakshadweep is followed by Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Dadra and Nagar Haveli at the 3rd spot.
देखिए, इसका सबसे बड़ा टेक अवे ये है कि हम जो SDG गोल्स अचीव करना चाहते हैं उसके लिए एक्शन स्टेट्स में है, और ये एक तरीका है स्टेट्स का ध्यान केंद्रित करने का उन गोल्स को जिन्हें हमें अचीव करना है। और ये पूरी टीम काम करेगी, स्टेट काम करेंगे, सेंटर काम करेंगी, डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स काम करेंगे, तभी ये संभव है। लेकिन साल दर साल अगर ये चीज़ उनको बार बार याद दिलाया जाता रहेगा तो उस पर फोकस थोड़ा ज़्यादा रहेगा।
In formulating the report, Niti Aayog worked for 18 months to collect data from various states and union territories. The World Bank provided it with technical assistance, regional health workers and statisticians. With Kriti Mishra, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And the Niti Aayog Health Index report points to the fact that although India has made great strides in economic sphere, a lot is desired in the health sphere. The Niti Aayog survey includes all 29 states and 7 union territories for the report. Let's tell you about the methodology that was used to arrive at the final picture.
Besides overall performance, the Health Index report released by Niti Aayog attempts to find out if there has been any year-on-year change in the health outcomes of various states or if there is still scope for improvement. In preparing the report, the Niti Aayog took technical assistance from the World Bank, while the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare provided the consultation. Several governmental and non-governmental institutions and experts were also roped in for the task.
को इस रिपोर्ट में हम उसका एंड रिजल्ट देख रहे हैं। उसके पीछे बहुत कुछ है कि वहाँ पे सेवाएं कैसी हैं, ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज हैं, स्टाफ है नहीं है, दवाइयाँ हैं ये नहीं है, ये सब कुछ है। लेकिन मैं इसको दूसरी तरह से आपके सवाल को लूँगा और मैं कहूँगा कि ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों में हमें अगर सेवाओं को इम्प्रूव करना है तो जो हम हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर के द्वारा प्राइमरी हेल्थ केयर को स्ट्रॉन्ग बना रहे हैं, मैं कहूँगा कि वो सबसे बड़ी एक चीज़ होगी हमारे साथ।
The report divides the state into 3 broad categories: large states, small states and the union territories. The report assesses the states on the basis of 3 indicators. The first category is the health outcomes that include neonatal mortality rate, under 5 mortality rate and the sex ratio. The second category focuses on the governance that includes immunization, average out-of-pocket payment in public hospital and the proportion of institutional deliveries. The third category is made up of 3 inputs that include the proportion of vacant healthcare providers in public hospitals and the proportion of facilities that operate 24/7. The states and the union territories were awarded points from 0 to 100 based on their performance on these indicators. The states filled up their individual data online on a portal launched by the Niti Aayog. The data was then provided to an independent validation agency for analysis and examination.
इसका सबसे बड़ा टेक अवे ये है कि हम जो SDG गोल्स अचीव करना चाहते हैं उसके लिए एक्शन स्टेट्स में है और ये एक तरीका है स्टेट्स का ध्यान केंद्रित करने का उन गोल्स को जिन्हें हमें अचीव करना है और ये पूरी टीम काम करेगी, स्टेट काम करेंगे, सेंटर काम करेंगी, डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स काम करेंगे, तभी ये संभव है। लेकिन साल दर साल अगर ये चीज़ उनको बार बार याद दिलाया जाता रहेगा तो उस पर फोकस थोड़ा ज़्यादा रहेगा।
The states and union territories were awarded points based on health indicators. States that had a lesser or near zero neonatal mortality rate were categorized in the positive indicator category. The other indicators in this category include easy access to basic healthcare facilities and adequate availability of human resource to service them. On the other hand, the states and union territories that have a higher neonatal mortality rate, under 5 mortality rate or lower human resource availability to service the health sector found themselves in the negative indicator category. Positive states have been marked on their work, while negative states have been marked 0. For this first ever report of states' performance on health indicators, the Niti Aayog used 2014 and 2015 data as a benchmark and compared it to the year 2015-2016. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, India's healthcare sector is another aspect to it. While the common man struggles with substandard healthcare and a lack of doctors, medical tourism is flourishing in the country. In the past, medical tourism usually referred to those who travel from less developed countries to highly developed countries for treatment. But now, people from developed countries also travel to obtain equal or greater medical care at affordable prices. And the trend has picked up in India.
For many foreign patients, premier private hospitals in India are proving to be a good medical option. A big reason for this is that they get world-class medical facilities at much cheaper prices compared to Europe and United States. A recent FICCI report states that over 5 lakh foreign patients seek treatment in India every year. Advantages of getting medical treatment in India include lower costs, availability of the latest medical technologies, ease of travel, doctors trained in Western countries and English-speaking medical staff, which allows foreigners to overcome the language barrier.
क्यों कौन से रिसोर्सेज जा रहे हैं स्पेशली मेडिकल टूरिज्म में? वो प्राइवेट सेक्टर लार्जली करते हैं. हमारे कुछ टर्शियरी केयर वाली इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं या एमएसएस हैं, वहाँ आता होगा मेडिकल टूरिज्म. वो अपनी जगह पे है, वो भी हमारी शान है देश की. वो भी रिसोर्सेज को लाते हैं, देश की छवि को ऊपर करते हैं और जॉब्स देते हैं. वो अपनी जगह पे है. पर ये भी पूरा है हमारा जो एंडेवर है ग्रास रूट पे जाने का. आपने देखा है जो सरकार ने अभी 2 बड़े फैसले किए हैं, वो तो बिल्कुल पीपल सेंट्रिक हैं. प्राइमरी हेल्थ केयर की बात करी है, पूरे ज़ोरों शोरों से करी है और पूरी कमिटमेंट के साथ करी है. फ्लैगशिप प्रोग्राम बनेगा माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का.
Bigger revenues, higher profits are driving up the value of medical industry in India. The potential of medical tourism is bringing in a lot of foreign and domestic investment as well. According to industry body CII, the Indian health sector is currently valued at over $100 billion. It is expected to reach $275 billion by the year 2030. And even as investments continue to increase for elite medical facilities, many Asian countries including Pakistan and war-torn Afghanistan are turning towards India to service their health needs.
मेडिकल टूरिज़्म हमारे लोगों के स्वास्थ्य सेवाओं के पूर्ण होने के बाद होना चाहिए. परंतु आप देखेंगे कि जैसे ITES इंडस्ट्रीज़ में है, हमने इतने सारे इतनी व्यवस्था की है कि ना केवल हम अपने देश को सर्विस कर पा रहे हैं बल्कि पूरे विश्व को सर्विस कर पा रहे हैं. और मुझे कोई डाउट नहीं है कि यही चीज़ हम हेल्थ में कर सकते हैं.
Less than 15% of the country's population has medical insurance cover, which means the high-quality health facilities remain out of reach for over 2/3 of the population. The country faces a shortage of 18 lakh beds. With investments close to $80 billion needed to meet the current health sector needs, public spending falls woefully short of meeting the ever-rising needs of the country. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, according to the Health Index report, states and union territories that are not faring so well on improving the health services are, however, making good progress when compared on an incremental basis. So let's take a look at how various states have fared on different health parameters.
The Niti Aayog's Health Index report is based on 24 health parameters. Overall, while many states have performed well on these parameters, the situation is nevertheless a cause of concern for some states. Based on overall performance, except for Jharkhand, all the 8 socio-economically backward states of Haryana, Jharkhand, Uttarakhand, Assam, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Bihar, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh have turned out to be the worst performers. These states are also categorized as Empowered Action Groups or EAG states, since they lag behind in the demographic transition and have the highest infant mortality rates in the country. All the states have performed differently on each of the 24 health parameters, alternately showing progress and decline.
पिछले एक साल के अंदर क्या चेंज हुआ है? If you keep looking at historical data, the best performing states of South India will keep doing well. Kerala and Tamil Nadu will keep doing very well. But for us, it's important to capture the change per year, every year. So we are capturing, we create a baseline. We create a baseline that all states are at this level. And then what is the change that has taken place and record the change.
When it comes to neonatal mortality, which means death within 28 days of child's birth, the report concludes that Kerala, Punjab and Tamil Nadu have the least number of such cases in the country. Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Odisha, on the other hand, have the highest number, which makes them the worst affected states in this respect. In terms of mortality rate below the age of 5 years, Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra have the least number of such cases that takes them to the top place on the index. Odisha, Assam and Madhya Pradesh, on the other hand, are at the bottom of the list. The northeast states of Manipur, Nagaland and Mizoram have the lowest number of underweight children, while Dadar and Nagar Haveli, Rajasthan, Daman and Diu and Odisha rank among the 4 lowest ranked states. In terms of sex ratio, Kerala, Chhattisgarh and West Bengal score the highest number of points, while Gujarat and Uttarakhand are the lowest ranked. In 2015 and 16, Jammu and Kashmir, Mizoram and Andaman Nicobar achieved the goal of 100% immunization, while Dadar and Nagar Haveli, Madhya Pradesh and Nagaland were the worst performers.
भारत में एक औसत भारतीय सिटीज़न को, चाहे वो केरल में रहने वाला हो या तमिलनाडु में रहने वाला या बिहार में रहने वाला, यूपी, उनको एक मिनिमम लेवल सबको बराबर मिलना चाहिए। तो ये संतोष की बात है कि ये जी स्टेट्स में इम्प्रूवमेंट अधिक है, लेकिन उनका बेस बहुत लो है। तो संतोष की बात ये है कि इम्प्रूवमेंट है, लेकिन असंतोष की बात यह है कि अभी बहुत बड़ा लंबा रास्ता उनको तय करना है, और हम प्रयास करेंगे नीति की तरफ से और भारत सरकार की तरफ से कि उनको उनके इस प्रयासों में जितना हमारी मदद हो सके हम करेंगे।
Taking a close look at the performance of the states on the health parameters, the report has compared the performance of the states in 2014 and 15 and 2015 and 16. Coming to institutional delivery of health services, the report finds that among the large states, Gujarat, Kerala and Andhra Pradesh scored the highest number of points, while the worst performers are Uttarakhand, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. Among the smaller states, Mizoram, Goa and Tripura are the best, while Meghalaya, Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh are not up to the mark. However, Mizoram, which scored 100% and was among the best in terms of institutional delivery of services in 2014 and 15, dropped to 96% in 2015 and 16. Among the union territories, Chandigarh and Puducherry were the best on this parameter, scoring 100% in both years.
As per our first assessment in 2014, only 716 out of 5,390 community health centers received a grading of 3-star or more. And then what we did was that we linked this grading of community health centers to incentives. कि NHM के अंडर जो जिनकी स्टार परफॉर्मेंस होगी उनको हम 10% फ्लेक्सी पूल से इंसेंटिव देंगे, and this worked very well because we found that number of CHCs with 3 stars and above rose to 3,186.
The report states that in large states, less than 25% posts of auxiliary nurse midwives or ANMs are lying vacant in all the centres. Similarly, in Gujarat, 28% and 59% of the posts were vacant. In all 21 major states, over 40% of staff nurses were found lying vacant in public health centres and community health centres. In Jharkhand, the number of vacancies were found to be 75%. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
A quick break here. We'll be back with more in-depth reports in a bit. Stay with us.
India's best quizzers in action. It's a unique competition.
The name used to book the ticket is wrong answer. Who became Minister of External Affairs in Morarji Desai's government?
Quiz on elections. Watch out on Rajya Sabha TV.
No more Manik, time for Hira, says the Prime Minister. BJP looks to derail CPM's 25-year-long rule in Tripura. Will Manik Sarkar prevail or will Modi Sarkar change the tide? We will debate these issues on The Big Picture at 6:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m.
जल तरंग, मिट्टी चीनी के प्यालों से निकलती अद्भुत स्वर लहरियां और पानी की सतह से गूंजती संगीत की मधुरता। इस संगीत का है अनेक प्राचीन ग्रंथों में बयान। मिलिंद तुलंकर और सीता दुरे स्वामी जैसे संगीतज्ञों ने बनाई है संगीत की इस अनोखी विद्या में विश्वव्यापी पहचान। और जीवन की 64 महत्वपूर्ण कलाओं में से एक बता गए हैं इसे महर्षि वात्स्यायन।
Hello and welcome. I'm Amritanshu Rai and you're watching Law of the Land on Raj Sabha TV.
Most focus has to be also on renewable energy because the future lies in the renewable energy.
We have top engineers, we have companies that are doing extremely well, and this sort of institution will serve both as a feeder into our academic institutes.
This would be a major challenge because the positives for us is that we have a very talented young population. So given the right environment, they can achieve wonders.
Watch Law of the Land on Rajya Sabha Television.
No more Manik, time for Hira, says the Prime Minister. BJP looks to derail CPM's 25-year-long rule in Tripura. Will Manik Sarkar prevail or will Modi Sarkar change the tide? We will debate these issues on The Big Picture at 6:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Welcome back. You're watching In Depth, where today we're taking a closer and detailed look into the Niti Aayog's Health Index report. Now, India's healthcare system is in a critical condition. Debates on how to revive the sector have been going on for years, but no concrete solution have been found till date. Particularly in the rural areas, the state of healthcare centers remain in a dilapidated condition with no infrastructure, no doctors and no equipment. With private healthcare unaffordable, the vulnerable sections are often left at the mercy of quacks.
A healthy society makes an important contribution to the economic progress of the country. A healthy population lives longer, is more productive and therefore saves more. In contrast, an unhealthy population has a questionable impact on the country's growth. Poor health lowers productivity and leads to an increase in government expenditure on healthcare and social welfare programs. And then there are private hospitals and health agents who use the opportunity to fleece patients.
चूंकि आपका सप्लाई पूरा नहीं पड़ रहा है, इसलिए प्राइवेट के लोग आ रहे हैं, तो आप उनको मतलब गलत नज़र से मत देखिए, वो दे आर ऑल्सो फुलफिलिंग अ नीड, अ सर्विस विच इज़ रिक्वायर्ड बाय योर, एंड एज्यूम करिए कि आज आप नहीं होता तो आपके सारे हॉस्पिटलों के बाहर लड़ाइयाँ हो रही होती कि साहब पहले मेरा करो, बिकॉज दिस इज़ वेरी नेसेसरी। बट ये भी सही है कि कई ऐसे केसेस आए हैं जहाँ पे कि ओवर बिलिंग हुई है, हॉस्पिटल अपने डोमिनेंट पोजीशन का मिसयूज़ किया है। कारण क्या है? कारण है कि वहाँ पे आपने हॉस्पिटल की पावर पोजीशन बहुत मजबूत है, वो ऑर्गेनाइज्ड है, ये डिसऑर्गेनाइज्ड है, इंडिविजुअल है।
India currently has a population of 130 crore. This huge number leads to one of the biggest shortcomings that afflicts India's primary healthcare system at present: massive shortage of doctors and medical practitioners. According to the National Health Profile 2017, India has around 10 lakh allopathy doctors, of whom only 10% work in the public health sector. At primary healthcare centres, more than half of the posts are lying vacant. The number of Ayush practitioners is also inadequate. There are 462 medical colleges that teach 56,748 doctors and 3,123 institutions that prepare 1,25,764 nurses each year. But the numbers are too little to cater to the massive population. In the absence of doctors, the sick and the ailing make do with whichever healthcare practitioner is available, irrespective of qualifications.
Should you leave the Mareez on his or her own device to negotiate with the private sector? और आप जो अपना सिस्टम चला रहे हैं, जैसे एम्स चला रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि आप बहुत अच्छा चला रहे हैं और उसको भी मजबूत करने की आवश्यकता है। लेकिन होता क्या है, उसमें भीड़ इतनी ज़्यादा होती है कि वो बेचारा आदमी उसमें वो अपना इतना वेटिंग टाइम्स हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि आपकी जो रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ सर्विसेज है और जितना आपने सप्लाई दिया है, सप्लाई इज़ मच स्मॉलर देन एज कम्पेयर टू व्हाट द डिमांड इज़।
According to a WHO report published in 2016, 31.4% of those calling themselves allopathic doctors in India were educated only up to class 12, and 57.3% doctors did not have a medical qualification. The report on India's healthcare workforce says only 1 in 5 doctors in rural India are qualified to practice medicine.
Yes, they should perform according to the rules of the game. They should give services of great quality. They should adhere to standard treatment guidelines. Their profit margins should be such that they are fair, so that public money can be spent. If they have large profit margins, then people can access if they wish. But if they have to become part of a national system, then there has to be a reasonableness.
In the absence of a strong public healthcare system, the private healthcare industry in India has boomed, meaning people spend high amounts from their pockets. Also, seeking treatment at multi-speciality hospitals is an unaffordable option for the poorer sections.
The government is putting in a lot of resources, huge amount of emphasis by the central government, as you've seen in the new budget, on primary health care. 1.5 lakhs, primary healthcare centers will be started, wellness centers. And in addition to this, we are laying emphasis on what the Prime Minister has talked about, a national health protection scheme.
India spends only 1.2% of its GDP on healthcare, while America spends 17.9% of its GDP on health services. This year, the budget allocation for the health sector has been 54,667 crore rupees, 11.8% more than last year. However, despite the increase in allocation, the amount seems insufficient in view of the existing state of healthcare system in the country. With Kriti Mishra, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, that's it in this episode of In Depth. We look forward to your feedback, so write into us on Twitter, Facebook or YouTube. That's it from me. I'll see you again tomorrow.